Hey guys, welcome back to episode 2. So we left last week off by capturing a couple pals, and I said we were going to be building our base. So I'm going to go ahead and start finding a good spot to do that. And that's about all we're going to do today. It's going to be somewhat of a short episode. So when you're looking for a base, you're going to want to find a spot that's flat and relatively large. You can have some resources in it, like trees and stones, stuff like that. But for the most part, any flat open area, kind of like this, would work. This is not where we're going to go. I know of a spot right up here. It's a pretty good spot. Now, there are numerous spots that you can build a base. But this one up here is relatively close to the starting spawn point. It's flat and it's open. It's just over this hill. Got a nice view of the tower here. That tower is the first boss of the game. And yeah, she's kind of tough. But this spot right here, that's where we're going to call home. At least for the foreseeable future. So we're going to go around, pick up our objects, and then we're going to go ahead, and once we got that, in the PAL section, we're going to click the PAL box. And then you can see this grayish blue shadow off in the distance. That is our base perimeter. You can go ahead and you can walk it around. Make sure that everything you want inside of it is inside of it, and everything you don't isn't. So we have the stone is outside of the perimeter, which is fine. We have one tree, a couple berries. It's up on this hill right here, which that's fine. We do have a stone, 2 stones. Alright, 3 stones. So we got 3 stones and a tree. And that's good. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started on this. Now, if you did what I did and did not set your base down right away, building your base up is pretty easy. This is going to be one of the first pals we capture for our base, if we don't already have one. Alright, so to upgrade your base, you click the Y button, and it tells you what you got to do. So we got to build a chest and to deploy a pal to the base. Alright, so I like to put our chest right next to the pal sphere. Had a brain fart for a second. So when we fast travel back to the base while we're over encumbered or whatever, it's bam, right there. So we're going to have to go get some trees. Alright. And then there's a little makeshift box that goes around that box right there that you can't build inside of. Now, as far as pals you want at the base, it depends on what you want the pal to do. So right below, on the right side of the screen, right below there, the pal's attack, defense, and work speed are little icons. You have the kindling icon, the watering, planning, generate electricity, handiwork, gather, logging, mining, medicine, freezing, transportation, and farming. Now, we don't need gather electricity or freezing or medicine at the moment. That's stuff that'll come on later on. So the first thing we're going to want is just somebody to help us build. So let's see if we have any good skills, which we do. We have workaholic down here, which the SAN, I think that means sanity, drops 15% lower. Okay, we do have a deer, that's good. Alright, so let's go ahead and drop this workaholic Lamble down into the base. He will help us then build stuff as we're going. And actually, I do want our Cativas that we're not going to use too much in our team. That way, our carry weight is increased by 250 points for having 5 Cativas. Okay. And as Gamble's already starting to get to work, he's gathering up resources for us, but we have completed our level 1 base upgrade. We're just going to go ahead and get started on that as much as we can. A couple pals are over there fighting. So we need our workbench. And our repair bench. I'll go ahead and put that right there. When you're placing down structures for, benches and farms and stuff like that where your pals are going to be working, you do want to space them out a little bit so they don't get stuck. I like to build a row of back-to-back right there. Now we need a little base type area. And I think we can build our little hut right here on this. Ooh, and we got our first wandering merchant of our base. I will go talk to him in just a second. Let's get that first part down. So the wandering merchant, you can talk to him and he sells stuff. Berry seeds, wheat seeds, and all these guys. Some schematics. You can also sell some stuff to him. So anything like we have an abundance of when we see the wandering trader, we can go ahead and just sell off. I'm not going to do so yet because it's still early on. We don't have a bunch of resources to give. Now, you can catch this guy and deploy him to your base. I am not going to do so because he has friends that you don't see right now, and they will attack you if you attack him. So the one downside about this base that I have found is pals do tend to get stuck on this rock sometimes. So that's why I am going to attempt to just cover the rock with the platform. That way they're not going to glitch into it. And hopefully, because we cut off that corner of our perimeter, that they're not going to try and walk around it and get stuck behind it. They might right here, though. But that's okay. We are hungry, so let's go ahead and eat real quick. Alright, our weapon is damaged. I'm not necessarily going to fix our armor yet. Not until we go back out, just in case we manage to get to the next part. Or the next armor slot before we venture out onto our next base. Or next adventure. Now you do not have to build your base or your little house this big. But I want to cover up the stair anyways. Or the stone anyways. Let's go ahead and put windows on our corners. No, not like that. There we go. Alright, then we're going to fill the rest in with solid walls. We're going to leave those two spots open. And then we're going to go ahead and throw a roof on it. Alright, we ran out of wood, which is fine. We're right next to some trees. Oh, that's right, our axe. No, we fixed our axe. Wood is very important early game. A lot of your structures and your benches and stuff like that require it. Something else I like about this base is there's a lot of palladium little deposits all around. We have trees right here and over there, and we got a big forest right up on top of that hill, and there's plenty of stone in the base. So we have all of our early game resources we need. Not foundation, we want a roof. Alright. Now let's go ahead and build ourselves our bed, which we'll throw over here in this corner. Perfect. Alright, so then we're going to build our pals' beds over here. And the general rule of thumb is for every pal you have at the base, they need a bed. we don't have the materials for it. Once again, wood, it's big gatekeeper early on. But as you can see to the left of the screen, mission complete, we can upgrade our base. Let's go ahead and do so. Now we need a feed box and 3 beds, all of which require wood. But we unlocked more every level up, well, almost every level up. We unlock more spots for our pals at the base. Let's go ahead and drop in a Kativa. Kativa will mine for us. He will gather and he will transport and he will help build. He also has the Serious perk, which increases his work speed by 20%. So he's going to walk around and he's going to start mining up all this stone for us. Where'd he go? Yep, he's over there mining some stone for us. And we're actually going to drop, for now, another Kativa while we're out collecting some wood. So I'm going to go collect some wood, or first let's drop off our stuff in our chest so we have more carry weight. And we are going to end up building multiple chests. And I will keep things organized as I go. There's an ore deposit right over that hill. It is very important in the next stage of the game going forward. Like for the rest of the game, here after probably another 10 minutes of gameplay or so, we're going to need all the ore we can get and ways to get that ore back to the base relatively quickly. That way, because we're going to be over encumbered quite a bit while we're trying to mine it. Once we hit base level 10, that's when we get to build our second base. And the second base that I always build is just a straight up ore farm. I wonder if we trap him in a box if he'll despawn. Never tried that. The ethics of doing so is a little questionable, but that's alright. Alright, so as you can see, we only gathered up just part of that little small forest up there. It didn't take long, and we already have 138 wood. And while we're working and stuff, our Kativas are mining up stones and palladium. They also get some ores to go with it. Now, once over here, one of my favorite features of this game is once there's things already in the chest, which we don't want the berries in the chest, we'll go ahead and replace them with, let's say, flame organs. We got a bunch of those. If we click our right bumper, it's, I think, R on a mouse and keyboard, everything that's in the chest that is also in our inventory will automatically go over. And then we can press the right stick down to sort, come over here and press right stick down to sort, and boom. So let's go ahead and build up some more beds. And we're going to get this as close to the wall as we can. And then as close to this bed as we can. Perfect. We're just gonna build ourselves a row. Can we get one more? Nope. And trust me, these beds are going to get filled up fast. So just building the extra ones right now, it's no big deal. Now we just need, they're working on the pile beds right now, so we're going to need a feed box. And I like to put the feed box next to the farm. And we'll go ahead and put that farm right over here. We have not unlocked it yet. It's alright, we got plenty of technology points. I don't mess with these too much, and nor do I mess with the cosmetics much yet, but we'll do so here as we go. I'll explain all of this momentarily. And we did already unlock our next set of armor, like I thought we would. Alright, that right there is good for now. Alright, let's go ahead and pop down our berry plantation. So, in order for this thing to start going, we're going to need a planter pal, a water pal, and a gathering transport pal. Now, if you don't have any of those, you can do it manually, but the pals will do it for you as long as you get the right pals set up for it. That goo moss up there, most grass types, they will plant for you, and our penguin will water for us. So let's go ahead and catch this goo moss really quick. We should be able to capture it with 4 spears. Perfect. Actually, let's go ahead and sleep the night away. I like to put our bed on the line. That way, when it's dark, we always know where our bed is at, because you can see that blue line. That's just a tip I have. You may not like it. That's alright. Alright, so we're going to remove our second Kativa out of there. We're going to go ahead and plop down our goo moss. He will start immediately, probably. Yep, he's going over and he's going to start mining this food up, or planting the seeds. Let's go ahead and build our feed box. We want it relatively in an open space. Pals are going to be in and out of this quite a bit. I'm going to drop it right here. Alright, let's go ahead and drop in our berries. That's going to be our pal's main source of food. Upgrade our base. Now we need a campfire and another pal. And we want our pangolin dropped off. We might end up using this penguin. Alright, so now, once he's done seeding, our penguin should go over there and water. And then, after a short time, the berries will grow. Oh, that's where he's going. and they will move all of the berries into this feed box, hopefully. What's our next upgrade? We need a campfire. This is going to allow us to cook. Let's go ahead and throw the campfire. We do want this one kind of out of the way a little bit, because pals, if they run over it, they will catch on fire. But a patch came out today that hopefully fixed some of the pathing for the pals. I know previously they got stuck in my base quite often. Alright, so now we need a pal gear workbench and a statue of power. Now this pal gear workbench, we're going to need some cloth. This is what allows us to start using our pals' partner skills. Alright, that's enough of those. And then I like to give it about, I don't know, not much space. You want to make sure that it's facing the right way. Perfect, which it is. Now the statue of power, this is something that only you are going to be using. So if you want to put it out of the way, you can. I like to throw mine right on top of my base, right here in the middle. It helps give my base kind of like a landmark. Come on. So while we're off in the distance, that's some elevation. Oh, we're building that the wrong way. I'm just going to go ahead and fix that now. Alright. It's going to give our base some elevation so we can see it a little bit more clearly off in the distance. And this is the statue that we pray at. Did it build it backwards again? It sure did. That's fine. This is the statue that we're going to trade in our Lift Monk effigies to increase our capture power. Then later on we can enhance our pals, not pets, there as well with some pal souls. Alright, let's upgrade our base. Now we get a crusher, stone pit, and a logging site. We also got 2 more pals. I do want a chicken. So the chicken's passive skill or partner skill or whatever you want to call it is, while he is in a ranch, he will produce eggs. Let's go ahead and drop the work slave fox sparks so we have some kindling. He's going to cook for us. He's going to smelt, and that's his only task, which is good because that is pretty important. Alright, so let's go ahead and get some food cooking up, and let's just, because we're going to have an abundance of eggs, that's going to be our main food source, because of this little chickpea right here is going to produce us a bunch of eggs. So that farm will produce all the food our pals need, and this chickpea will produce us all the food we need. Now this isn't something that it is telling us we need yet, but I want to get it going. Okay, we're going to need some more wood, which is fine. suppose what we could do is we don't have any logging pals yet. Yes, we do. We got our deer. So let's go chop some more trees real quick. We'll hit the other side of this forest. And as you can see over there, our fox spark has already produced us 11 fried eggs. Let's pick up those free arrows. Axe is already broke. That didn't take very long. But here momentarily, we're going to have it so we're never going to have to chop trees again, so that's alright. So before we set up our ranch, we're going to set up our logging and stone pit. We have that right there. We need 3 more wood. That's super unfortunate. Alright. Let's go chop some more wood real quick. Like I said, wood is extremely important early on. But once, here in a second, once we get our logging site set up, we won't need wood. That was weird. We won't need wood again for a while. Not even for a while. We just won't need wood for the rest of the game. As our stamina regenerates, we'll go pick that up. I'm going to go ahead and clear out probably not all of these trees right here, but they will grow back over time as well. So whenever we need wood in a pinch, we could just come and grab it right here. But trust me, we're not going to need to do so. Alright, we are hungry. Unfortunately, our food's back at the base, and I'm not going to run and go get it. I'll just eat these mushrooms. Let's say we'll do 2 more trees after this one. However, our logging site will not produce us fiber. That's something that we're going to have to get manually, but that's what the crusher is for, and it's going to have us build one of those as well anyways. Alright. Should be enough wood. Let's go ahead and help our pals out by collecting that stone. Drop everything off at the base. We can go ahead and pick up our fried eggs. And if we want, we can start grilling up some chickpea stuff, or grilled chickpea. That's fine. We're not going to even bother with that. Later on in the game, there are better foods that will have buffs to go with them. And we're not going to need to access the back of this farm. So we'll just pop that right there. Oh, that is backwards. So you see that chest type thing over in the back corner? That is the front of the farm. There we go. Otherwise our pals would have tried to go path behind it, and that's outside of the circle. They would have got stuck. Perfect. Now, once we drop our deer down into our base, which we're going to do right now, let's go ahead and pull up let's pull up this Lambo first. So you can see he has lumbering 2, and that's the only task he has. So his sole job inside of the space is going to be to go farm us trees. So we're going to let him get to work. And as you can see, they spawn around here. So getting multiples of them is not going to be an issue. Let's go ahead and move over our cloth. Alright. Now what is our next thing we need to do? We need a stone pit and a crusher. Perfect. Now this, I can never figure out which side is front or back. So we're just going to turn it sideways and give it enough space where our pals can get in there, regardless. And this right here will turn wood into fiber and stone into palladium. And I'm going to go ahead and build this right next to our logging site and right next to our stone site. That way, it's going to be right here where we need it. Same thing with the logging site. There's that little box right there in the front, signifies to the front of the farm. And now we have an infinite source of wood, and we have an infinite source of stone. And because we have the crusher, we have an infinite source of fiber and palladium as well. And if you play on a server, these guys are going to fill up quick. Alright, so now something that I like to do is I'm going to go ahead and just throw down a little storage chest right in front of this. That way when we go to harvest this, because while they're in the farm, the resources aren't available to us. And our pals will slowly, transfer everything over to this chest. But we're going to want to just keep it close because this is going to fill up quick, and when we pick it up, we're going to be over encumbered. So we can grab it, and we ain't got too much far of a walk to just pop it off in the chest right there. Alright, let's go ahead and upgrade our base. Alright, we need a hot spring, a furnace, and a second berry plantation. I don't know if we're necessarily going to have the stuff. He already got stuck. Come on, man. And that will happen occasionally. You can either go pick them up and throw them, or you can just take them out of your base and drop them back in. We're going to go ahead and drop a crevice down. While he is inside of the ranch, he is going to produce wool. And that artisan increases work speed by 50%. So this little fella here is going to produce more wool than we're going to need for a long time. Alright, but we are short on stone, which is fine. Won't take long for our guys to go pick that up or gather it in the stone pit. can also pick up this cloth as well. So we are 4 stone short still, even after picking that up. So let's just run over here, see if this is gathered 4 stone for us. It is not, but we can work at this thing too. And while you're working, if you want to manually run this farm, this does not need or require tools. So say I don't even have a pickaxe. We'll just go ahead and unequip and drop it. I have no pickaxe in my inventory. I can still mine with it. So we ain't got to worry about durability on our tools anymore. Unless we're out traveling and, you know, we need some stone or wood on the fly. Alright. Unfortunately, this little guy right here is in our way. Let's pick him up and toss him over there. Where's the edge of our base at? Oh, there it is. So we're going to get this to a nice flat area and go ahead and plop that down. Now our chickpea and our, I think his name's Cremis, should walk on over here and start producing us woolen eggs. And as you can see, one of the Cativas stopped helping us. He went to go get food, so you don't have to worry about feeding your pets as long as you have your berry farm set up automatically, like we do. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And as you can see, they ran over and they're going to start producing all the wool and eggs that we need. Let's go ahead and build ourselves a little storage chest right next to it. So whenever I build a farm, I like a storage shed next to it. That way, when they come in to gather this wool and eggs that these guys produce, they have a chest nearby to just drop it off in. Alright, we're going to need a hot spring, a furnace, and a second berry plantation. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. We're a little bit short on stone. We'll go ahead and just mine this until our stamina runs out. And just like our deer, we will end up getting a pal that his sole job will be to mine. We just have not encountered one yet. Okay, so we have 7 pals at our base and only 6 beds. That's not good. So we're going to go up here and we're going to just build 2 more beds real quick. No, we're not, because we don't have enough wood. So a furnace and a hot spring. Let's see how much wood this deer has got us so far. Boom, another 50. Now our hot spring, kind of like our feeder box, we do want where the pals can easily get to it. But we're still going to build this off to the side. Except we need pal fluids. Pal fluids are dropped by water type. pals, which we don't really have too many around here to go get, so we're not going to build that quite yet. And then a furnace. The furnace I'll go ahead and drop off over here if we can build it, which we're a little short on stone. But now we have the wood for this. And then we'll go ahead and sleep the night away. That way our pals are working and not sleeping. And we'll go ahead and just come over here and mine up some of the stone real quick for our furnace. Once the stamina runs out, that should be plenty of stone for a little bit. Alright. Alright, then we can go ahead and just get our ignits going. Our fox spark should run over. There he comes. And he will start smelting all that up for us. So this is where I'm going to call the episode. I wanted to get our base set up, get our food source going, get our pals' food source going. And as you can see, there's already some eggs over in our ranch. And yeah, that's how I like to set up my early game base. And that's it. I'm going to go ahead and call it an episode here. Next episode, we're going to go out adventure, catch us our remaining penguins that we need for our 10, and that should give us plenty of pal fluids. But until next time, I hope you guys have fun.